Hi everyone, how you all doing, and welcome back to a crazy bake. Today it's just me cooking and we are doing a toffee apple pavlova for cookmas number 5. So I'm going to wash my hands, get you guys set up on the tripod, and we will run through all the ingredients. Alright guys, so here's the ingredients. We have 6 egg whites. We have 100 grams of light brown sugar, 175 grams of caster sugar. We have half a tablespoon of corn flour. We have a teaspoon of white wine vinegar. We have 70 grams of margarine. You can use butter for this, but it also works with margarine. 70 grams of light brown sugar. 70 ml of double cream, and just over here 6 eating apples cut into wedges. Now I have done some like this. If you don't like the skins on, you can peel them off as well. So I thought I'll do half and half, some peeled, some with the skins on. So I've just got to get a mixer out and we'll crack on with the next part. Right guys, so you're going to need a hand whisk, or if you've got a mixing one, a freestanding one, and a bowl if you don't have a freestanding one. You're going to also want to preheat your oven to gas mark 2, which is 150 Celsius I believe. Let me just look here. Yeah, 150 Celsius, 300 Fahrenheit. And also, just to save you a bit of time, you're going to want 2 baking trays with a an 18 centimetre round circle, just so you can put your meringues on. And I've just spreaded a little bit of butter over it, margarine, sorry, just to stick it there. So I'm just going to move this out of the way quickly so I can put my mixing bowl here. Now in here you're going to add your egg whites, and you're going to whisk them up until they form soft peaks before you add in your sugar. So that's what we're going to do. It might take a little while. Sorry about the noise, but it's going to be a bit noisy. There you go, that is what you want. Soft peaks. Right, now you got to mix your white sugar and brown sugar together. So I've just got a bigger bowl here. I'm just going to pour it in. I need a spoon as well. And just get my brown sugar and just mix it all together. You probably can't see this, let me turn around a bit. So brown sugar, white sugar, just going to mix it all together. Pushing any lumps out. Alright, so make a little bit of extra room here. I'm going to turn it back on and we're just going to slowly add the sugar. Really you want a teaspoon, but just going to add a little bit in. Just going to add a little bit in at a time. Right, so once you've added all your sugar, sorry, great. We just made the dog jump. Now you're going to add into your corn flour and your vinegar and whisk. Shouldn't take long, literally probably about 5 minutes. Now the vinegar. Like so, that is what you're looking for. Like that. Oh. Now, just going to unplug this quickly. Bring in our 2 trays. Divide the mixture out between the 2 trays, so it obviously doesn't leave the circle that you've drawn. You want it roughly about 4 to 5 centimeters high. Hasn't got to be specific, you know, hasn't got to be spot on. Maybe hold it a little bit. Now try and spread it out. the best you can. Perfect for the Christmas dinner table. After your nice roast dinner, similar to a roast dinner, you might as well say. Like that. And basically, you just top it up until you've used all the mixture. I mean, you could, even if you wanted to, you could, if you don't want it so thick, you could get smaller ones out of it and actually just layer it. It's totally up to you. Now, obviously, I want it looking a bit not nice, looking rustic. Just going to put a little dip in the middle there, just so you got somewhere to put some apples so it don't go everywhere. Like so, look at that. There you go. Right, so guys, now remember to preheat your oven. These are going to go in the oven now for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and when they are done, literally turn the oven off and leave them to completely cool in the oven. Okay, and then obviously we'll bring you back then to do obviously the caramel sauce. So they're literally going to go in the oven for 1 hour and a half for me, literally a couple of seconds for you guys. So bring you back in a bit. Right, here you go guys, they have completely cooled down. Lent on this one, so it's all broken, it's pushed in, but it doesn't matter. So here you go. Be very careful, they're very fragile, as you can see. So now let's get on to caramelizing the apples, and then just stack them all up together. Right, so here we are. Now you're going to add half of your margarine, or if you're using butter, to the frying pan. Heat it up until it's foaming, and then add in heat it up until it's foaming, and then add into your apples. Cover all the apples. Roughly about 5 minutes it should take, or until the apples are golden, and then you add in your sugar. There we go, it's just starting to bubble up. Now add in your apples very carefully. Like that, and be very careful because it spits back at you. Now make sure they're all coated. Yeah, it should roughly take about 5 minutes until they're just like a golden colour before you add in your sugar. Again, be careful with the sugar because obviously it will spit back at you. So just going to put a timer on for 5 minutes. There we go. On about a medium heat. There you go, I've had that 5 minutes. Now add half of the sugar. And coat it all now until the sugar has obviously melted. And bubbling, and they're all glossy. Sorry guys, it's a bit hard to try and... Should take roughly about another 5 minutes. And the next thing is to pick them out of the pan, just leaving some of that syrup behind. Also lowering the heat right down to a low, or if not, turning the heat off. Right, just going to set them to one side. Right, so now you're going to add the remaining marge. and the remaining sugar. I'm just going to turn the heat off now, just because the frying pan's hot enough. That's all you want, till everything's melted and it's nice and glossy. Now we pour in the double cream. I'm just going to turn the heat back on. Just to help it heat up a little bit more. And thicken up slightly. You don't have to, you can leave it off, but I just want it a lot more thicker. Remember, if you turn it back on though, keep the heat low, because we don't want it to burn. Like so. See, that's still a little bit runny. Let's see it heat fully off. So just to heat up. Now look at that. That is proper. Right, let's start plating it all up. Now here we go. Place the apples on there. Right guys, I'm just doing the other one quickly, just to show you what it's like without a hole in it. So there's one. Here's the one without no hole in it. Now you can drizzle over your toffee. Oh, look at that. Same with this one. Well, actually what you would do is grab this one and put it on top of this one with, like, you can put mix up like Greek yogurt and double cream together with some pistachio nuts if you wanted to, or you can just pour double cream over it and then put the other one on top. So I'm just going to show you what it's like that. Like that. I'll grab this one quickly. So if you wanted to whip up like a bit of double cream, you'd put that in there and then the other one on top. But I'm just doing two separate ones. Like so, and then you can just pour a nice bit of double cream, or you can even whip it up if you want. Like whipped cream, it's just mess around with it. But look at that. Two of the same desserts rather than making one big one. Let's give it a go.